Oh, Billy doubling down. He should have just left it alone. If he probably wouldn't have made a big deal about it, we wouldn't probably be having this. Well, there would have been some people talking about it, but probably not on this scale. So he goes and makes this 3 hour video of trying to debunk the debate, saying that he was riff-raffed and all of this nonsense. I mean, he shows up at the guy's house. I'm sure y'all saw the pics of of him ringing the guy's doorbell in the middle of the night. I mean, here's an image of him at the door. Look at this timestamp. I mean, look at this timestamp. I mean, this is 2:30 in the morning. My guy, he must have left y'all watched the debate. I posted it. When he left, he must have just turned, but it's like, oh my God. He must have realized how incompetent that he actually came across. I mean, if you're going to spout facts, you need to have something to back it up. Again, if you guys watch the debate, and I do recommend you do so you have some context, that Wes came with facts, how the community in this field of studying parchment or studying literature from ancient history and how they discover whether it's legit or not. And he had nothing. He just had nothing. Let's watch the whole clip. Here we go.
And you didn't like that you got exposed. And because you got exposed for knowing nothing about Christianity, you freaked out. You freaked out so much that you were knocking at my client's door at 2:30 a.m. in the morning.
Now I got to handle that situation.
He's got to handle the situation. He is a dangerous person if you want to call him like he's like a guru, right? He can sound smart and come across as charismatic and lure these people in and duping them with this nonsense of, I mean, him even spouting that Jesus was married, and the woman that had published it, and she jumped the gun. She should have waited for it to get researched by the community, because from what I understand, if you discover something, you probably shouldn't jump the gun and put it out there. You need to wait for it to get researched and verified, because your reputation can be staked upon it. So like in 2013, 2012, she comes out with this. Forgive me for forgetting her name. But then a few years goes by and it's debunked. It's a fakery. It's a fakery that this which it was put on parchment paper that was dated from the time period that it probably should have been written on, but it was from a PDF file that was downloaded from the internet. And then it was discovered because of how it's written, and they can figure all this stuff out. But for Billy to come out and back it without doing his own research, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, if you don't know that it's fact, you're just playing upon what? All the people who listen to you, you're just actually he's really degrading his audience by doing this, because they're trusting him. And if you have an audience that's going to trust you, then you need to be trustworthy and do your homework. Oh my God.
With legal papers, acting like you have the power to enforce some type of "you got served." You guys, this is the type of person Billy is. Like, he does have a brain injury, so maybe there is something like literally.
Now, I don't know if he has a brain injury or not. Maybe I need to research that. But for him to come in the middle of the night after the debate and serving some kind of paper saying don't post this, where Billy goes on this guy's show, I believe his name is Mark, goes on his show, was invited to his show, Wes was invited to the show because he's in Canada, and I think those guys were in Florida or whatever. And apparently, Billy lives near that guy Mark. So they do the show, and then Billy realizes how he doesn't want to look stupid. He doesn't want to be exposed. That's my only conclusion is like he's like, oh my goodness, they're going to see how goofy I am. Now his buddy Terrence, my God. 1 times 1 equals 2, that we need to do all new math now. That, I mean, these two guys are meant for each other. But look, you can't take people at face value. You need to research what they're saying and think for yourself, because with the internet, everything gets exposed. Everything seems to come out in the light, and thank God. This was a blessing, because if he's misleading his flock, he's insinuating that Jesus wasn't crucified on the cross, that he found it in the Gospel of Barabbas and the Sinai Bible, which is the Codex. I mean, so Wes called him out on it. Wes pointed it out, and I think Wes was very calm. He didn't get hostile with him. He was just calm and saying, "Hey, where are you getting these? How did you come to this conclusion?" Billy proceeds to tell him where, and then he's like, "Oh, well, I made a mistake. So it's in this other thing. It's in other Barabbas." And then the Gospel of Barabbas. And then Wes tells him, well, that's been debunked too. I mean, it was point after point. What little of the debate we got, because Billy ends up leaving. Well, he said from the get that he couldn't stay too long. So maybe it was an hour of debate, if that. And I wish the moderator guy, which I think it was just supposed to be a discussion, and it just turned out to be everybody's calling it a debate. But I think they were just going to be talking about issues, right? Not necessarily a debate, but the guy hosting the cast, he should have just kept quiet. Boy, if it was me, I would have just sat back and then just let them converse on the different topics, because I think each time, I think his name was Mark, each time he iterated, I mean, that just took time from Wes talking or from Billy talking. I mean, I wanted them both to be talking, Billy and Wes. And even though I know Wes just annihilated him with facts, and it was quite astounding. It was astounding to witness.
Wrong with him? I don't know. But this is like crazy behavior. And you didn't like that you got exposed.
Well, he didn't get exposed. He got annihilated. Is what he got, annihilated. All right. Carson exposes fake debate video. There was nothing fake about it. It happened. And you look, I guess when he recorded this live, he didn't want any chat on it. He probably didn't want to be distracted from whatever it is that he's fixing to lay on the people, letting them know how he was duped.
Like I was just telling you guys, it's Billy Carson, a.k.a. Forbidden Knowledge. It's going to be a lot of...
Yeah, the knowledge he spouts out should be forbidden, because it's not healthy, it's not good, and I'm going to repeat it again. He has a large audience. He has a million subscribers. He has a responsibility. But I am convinced him and Terrence, because they're buddies, are just charlatans. They're gurus. They're modern day Jim Jones, set aside that he's going to get you to drink the Kool-Aid, but the Kool-Aid that he's serving you is the spew that he's spewing. I mean, he has something against Christianity. Now, he claims he believes in some kind of entity, But if y'all watch that video of the debate, he says at the end something to the effect of it's an intelligent, so, I guess a being intelligent, I'm paraphrasing, intelligent that wouldn't cause problems, they would be fixing problems. And then he said, drop the mic on that, and then he leaves. So, and I'm thinking, well, what is he talking about here? Is he saying that God has made a mistake? I mean, he does criticize the Bible about the slavery and all of this stuff, and it's just he's just nitpicking and hammering at the Bible, but yet he wants to peddle the Emerald Tablet crap, which doesn't exist. Just because somebody said that they saw the tablets, it's kind of like the Mormon guy who says he found this stuff and then he goes and writes the book like he's given this knowledge. I mean, it's along that same line that he's selling the book on his channel here. So I know he's all about the ancient gods and all of this stuff, and it's just I think he's down a wrong path, and he's leading his flock off a cliff. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, listening to him, I watched him on Joe Rogan. I watched Terrence on Joe Rogan, and it's like, wow, they say big words. Now, Carson mispronounces a lot of words. Now, I do too. I mean, I'm not going to make fun of him for that, but you're supposed to be super duper smart. You're talking about all of this and that our bodies are more in tune to Mars' atmosphere than Earth's atmosphere. I mean, he says a lot of crazy stuff, people. And to me, it's kind of occultic kind of stuff that he's luring. And these people, he's got 1 million subscribers, and they're listening to this. They're listening to this stuff.
A lot of people in here tonight. Got a lot of people popping in here tonight. It's going to be a long night. Got a lot to cover tonight. Got a lot to cover. All right. And as you know, I always bring the receipts, so it's going to be a good talk. Okay.
What receipts? Show the video. Let us know what you're talking about.
Take a sip of my Danger coffee. Shout out to Dave Asprey. Anyway, so what is this video about today? Billy Carson exposes fake debate video. All right, what is this? What is this all about? What is he talking about? What's happening out there? What's going on? Everybody wants to know what's happening, what's going on. Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on.
No, they just want to see the video you're talking about, but you were suppressing it. You had a cease and desist order to not for them to post it, or you were going to sue them.
Going on. Yes, I am. I'm going to tell you what's going on. So let's start from the very beginning. We're talking about 4 defendants. Actually, now there's a potential 5th defendant. Their names are defendant 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially 5.
Well, we know one's
These
Wes,
are
one's
not
Mark.
names of people, because those people are actual defendants. And you'll see by the end of this video why I call them defendants. And so they're defendants, not people.
Oh, wow.
You see, unlike this.
I think he's just angry. And maybe this is his way of lashing out by not referring to them as people. I don't know. I'm just going out on a limb here that he's angry that he's been shown for a fraud, basically, a charlatan, a snake oil salesman. I mean, you guys decide. Again, he has a big audience, and I mean, even Joe Rogan's platform, he is now the mainstream media, if you want to look at it that way. And Joe Rogan has a lot of crazy people on his podcast. Now, I get it. Diversity, he wants a different, but man, he's not calling them out on their goofiness, and then he needs to. in a polite way. I mean, they can fact check all kinds of stuff all real time.
Gang that that use the name of Christ as their battle shield to go do evil things and do a lot of things behind the scenes that are very dark, and to try to create this global network for little old Billy Carson.
Now, see, I have a problem with that because it's exactly what he is doing. He has created his YouTube page. I know he's made tons and tons of money. He's got 1 million followers. He sells books. He probably sells clothing. This guy is wealthy. This is how he makes his bread and butter, by talking about the Anunnaki, the Emerald Tablets. Jesus had a wife. I don't believe in the crucifixion. He also said in that other video he didn't believe in angels and demons. So if Christians are saying righteous things about Christianity to bring people to God, to Jesus, to save them for their salvation, that's a good thing. What he is spewing is the opposite. That's just my opinion.
They have to attempt, and it's a bad attempt. They have to network with hundreds of thousands of people all over the world to supposedly end Billy Carson's career.
Billy Carson did this to himself. Again, go watch the video. I'll put a link in the description. Watch the video of him talking with Wes. Wes came with facts, told him that the books that Billy Carson was referring to for information about what he is saying has been proven to be fakery, false, zero, nada, nothing. Nothing. So nobody's done this to Bill Carson but Bill Carson, because he didn't do his homework. Either he didn't look up who Wes was and Wes's background and education. I mean, Wes turns around and grabs a book off his bookshelf and says, I got the codus right here. And it doesn't say anywhere in it that Jesus was not crucified. It says all through it Jesus was crucified. That's the evidence. So when he has been debunked by making such a claim, because for Christians, it's all about the crucifixion. Because Jesus died to save us from our sins. And for him to say that Jesus wasn't crucified, how he can't even claim that he's a Christian, and I don't think he has. He just says he believes in a God. This is dangerous speak, especially with young minds full of mush going to his channel and listening to his word salad, basically.
Well, they don't realize not only are they not ending my career, they're making me more famous, because they call my name out every 5 minutes. I'm on their tongue and their lips every minute of the day. When they go,
who is they? Now, this came out. Again, he's the one that's making the big deal about the debate. He should have just let it go and say, hey, I mean, because he agreed with Wes. He goes, okay, so if you say that this is, he goes, okay, well, let's talk about the Old Testament. So Billy wanted to start moving on and changing the subject because he had already been debunked. But then Wes is like, no. I want to know where you got your information on Jesus having a wife, because they had already debunked the crucifixion aspect of the debate, the talk, or whatever you want to call it. So Billy is the one that did this. And I don't think, and who is they is out to get him? I mean, I wouldn't be doing this video if you didn't make such a big stink about it. And that's the crutch of it all. Now, yeah, there were the people doing videos like, whoa, check this out. But no, you showed up at the guy's house wanting to sue him. And then now you make a 3-hour video of trying to say that it was a fake debate. Like, what? You weren't there? You were deep fake? That wasn't you? That wasn't Wes? That it was all AI generated? What are you saying?
Go to sleep, they dream about me. When they wake up, the first thing they do before they kiss their wife or their boyfriend, they talk about me.
Wow.
They post me and call my name 24 hours a day, nonstop.
Sebastian,
They're
call my
absolutely
name.
infatuated with me.
Wow.
And because...
No, it's not the fact that I'm infatuated with you. I didn't even know who you were until like probably a week ago. I was watching a channel called The Professor. And oh my God, it was hysterical. In fact, I have a clip of the professor just reaming Billy. And he also has a video on Terrence when Terrence was on Joe Rogan. And he did a video with Billy here on Joe Rogan. And it was just hilarious. And I actually watched it. I mean, it was like, my God, he's like, they showed some pictures of the moon. And Billy's like, look, can't you see the pyramids? And then Joe Rogan's like, well, that's just the cursors right there. And I mean, it was like, if that shouldn't have been embarrassing, I don't know what is. And people made fun of it. He didn't come back and make a rhetorical video to debunk it. But for some reason, he feels very strongly about trying to distance himself, or not even distance himself, to hammer down and suppress this so-called debate with Wes Huff. Again, if he would have just let the guy load it up, let it play out, and then, and then he can go, well, yeah, I should have did my homework. I mean, he could have redeemed himself by saying that. Well, I should have did my homework. I didn't realize that was debunked. But then when he started bringing up Dungi or these other tribes across the world that can look at the stars and all of this mess.
Of that, and because of what they have done now, they have created this whole energy field. That's what's behind me now, this flower of life energy. They've created this energy. There's only one force that exists in the entire known universe. One force, one consciousness. There's only one. And that one force can be used for darkness and it can be used for light, just like the Jedi.
Wow. It could be used for darkness or it could be used for light, just like a Jedi. The midichlorians flow through this one like I've never seen before. His metaphoricals are... I can't even talk. His midichlorians are flowing. So which one is he doing? Darkness or light? You want to disrespect Christianity by saying such horrendous things. It seems kind of dark to me.
The Jedi will use the force for dark. The Jedi will use the force for light, and the Empire will use the force for darkness. It's up to the wielder of the power. But the true masters know how to turn that dark energy into light.
Take that weapon and strike me down. Use the force.
So all this energy that they're in their crock pot stirring up, We're going to attack Billy Carson. We must do everything we possibly can, including making fake accounts, making bots and robot accounts to comment and hate and try to thumbs down videos and attack, and threats against his 12-year-old child, threats against his family.
What? This guy. I don't know, y'all. Apparently, I've been hearing that he's been deleting comments. I mean, if you got the comment section on, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad. I mean, yeah, you can't say things that are, horrendous and life-threatening or, using foul language. I can understand a moderator, the mods taking care of that, but just deleting comments that you're saying, well, hey, you're a charlatan, let it stand. If you're not a charlatan, you have nothing to worry about, right? But bots? Wes Hoff has sent out bots? What? The force, the dark force, is strong in this one. His midichlorians are off the chart.
Family, which I'll go over in a little bit, as they try to track down his goons, or whatever you call these people, these zealots, track down, want to find out where I live, want to show up where I'm going to be, want to beg their followers for money to try to investigate and research me. Why are they doing this? Why are these defendants doing this?
I don't think they're doing this, my guy. I think it's just that you went over and beyond to have the debate suppressed. You didn't want it out. You were filmed at the guy's door. That's what you were doing. The midichlorians.
Well, there's two reasons, actually, maybe even three. The first reason is clout. These defendants, are actually clout chasers.
The defenders. They're defenders of the faith. Oh man. Wes was a defender of the faith. He was defending the science, the research. I don't know necessarily science, but the research of finding out that the books that Billy was referring to were debunked. It's like he's saying it's a known fact, like for at least a decade, that this stuff has been out. It's nothing new. It's not like Billy discovered a big secret that, oh, there's no crucifixion. And there's a conspiracy theory in the Christianity world that's hiding this fact. I don't know, man.
That's what they are. They're pure clout chasers. Nobody really cares to know who these people are, except for the people that are in their religion, and which is not even a religion. It's more than religion. It's more like a cult. Because I know real Christians.
Wow. Because that's, to me, Billy comes across as a charismatic cult leader by spouting nonsense. Nonsense. The Emerald Tablets. Come on, people. They don't exist. And the stuff he says is insane. That there was colonies or pyramids on the moon. Oh man. That rabbit hole goes deep. The midichlorians flow.
I know cult people. This is a cult that they're involved in. I know real Christians.
Who is they? It was just Wes on his debate on the show that lasted an hour. And it's turned into a giant conspiracy. An occult. Wow. Hey, guys, if y'all are buying and drinking this Kool-Aid, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say to you. I really don't.
Good friends that are real Christians. And what they're in is not Christianity. It's something totally different. So let's break it down tonight.
Break it down, baby.
We got 5,400 in the live chat.
Dang.
We got to get some more people in here. Make sure you guys share this video. We need more people in here. Get this video shared to everybody you can.
When I came to pull this up and I went to his channel, I was thinking it might be taken down because everybody's reaming this. I mean, because this is insane. And he's already got 54 people listening to his nonsense.
Can possibly get it out to. Get it on out there. Let's see if Billy Carson's career is really going to come to an end. You see, you can't end the career of an independent man, a self-made man.
Why would he think his career is ended over a debate with Wes Huff? Ask yourself this question. Why would he be in fear of this? It doesn't make any sense to me. Billy must be afraid of something. Knowing that he got caught on this stuff he's been spewing. I mean, he didn't do his research. It was obvious. And then when he was talking about these people who did these cave paintings, Wes says, well, how did you come to the conclusion that these people, but they're saying that this stuff is accurate? Was it oral or was it written? And what did Billy say? Billy says, well, it was oral. And they had cave paintings. I'm not making this up. Go watch the debate. I am not making this up. He said this. He did his research by talking to people. That's how he did his research. You could do some research talking to people, but you got to get into the books, the literature, the dating, carbon dating, all of this stuff, and it takes years to learn how to do that stuff. And he didn't do this. He took these people at face value that they've been telling stories for centuries. And then Billy believes it without verification. See, you can't do that. In the world of verification on historical documents, it has to be examined, and it takes a long time to do it. It has to be examined and scrutinized before it is made legit. That's just the way it is.
I don't have any corporate contracts. I didn't sign a book deal with a major company. I own my own publishing company.
I sell my own books.
I didn't sign a clothing deal with a clothing company.
Cloger?
I own my own clothing company. Nice threads too.
And look, and you see what's on his shirt? It's a big old pyramid. He's all Illuminati. He's all part of an occult. Oh my goodness. I noticed his shirt that he was wearing in the debate had some of that kind of stuff on it, like the pyramid and the Eye of Ra. And he likes talking about that too, y'all. He loves talking about that. And he says he don't believe in demons. And he don't believe in angels. But damn, he believes in aliens. Some kind of hierarchy that we came from, that we came out of these gods fighting, and that we're the result of this battle. And they talked about that too in that debate, by the way.
My own watch.
Oh my gosh.
My own shoes, my own everything.
Dang.
You can't shut down somebody or end the career of somebody that that didn't sign a TV deal with a major network. I own my own TV network. It's not going anywhere.
What?
You can't shut down something.
His own TV network? He has a YouTube channel. I have my own network. I don't have that many subscribers, but I have it. Here I am.
Somebody or end a career of somebody that has over 140 social media accounts with over 10 million followers, and I really call you guys 10 million leaders.
And this is dangerous because he isn't a cult leader. Listen to what he just said. Guys, he's giving y'all the Kool-Aid, and you can't be drinking it because he's a goofball. The Emerald Tablets, that is not a red flag. Jesus was married, red flag. Jesus didn't get crucified, red flag. There's discrepancies throughout the whole Bible, red flag. Red flag, red flag, red flag. What rabbit hole is he taking people down on?
Because I don't have followers. I create leaders on my networks. So you see, you can't really shut them down. You can't really end a career.
Again, I don't know why he keeps saying that. Just before a 1-hour debate he had with Wes Huff, all of a sudden he thinks the world is against him. It doesn't make any sense. The only sense it makes to me is that he realizes he got caught. He got caught with his bullcrap, with his word salad, which he says a lot of things with a lot of big words, but he says a whole lot of nothing.
You can do is blow me up. And that's exactly what's been happening. But look, we're about to hit 6,000. We'll have 10,000 on here pretty soon. I'm just delaying a little bit. We'll have 10,000 people on here pretty soon, which is phenomenal. I want everybody on here. Get all your people. Keep sending more of your people over here. Send them.
And send money. Buy my shirts. Buy my Illuminati shirts and my shoes and my watch. Made in China. The dark force flows through this one. His midichlorians are off the chart.
Come on over, because this is going to be a beautiful discussion tonight. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So let's talk about the mindset of people that would want to attack a 12-year-old child.
I think he's making this up. I don't know where he's getting this from.
My stepson.
Either he's trying to get sympathy from his subscribers, because everybody wants you to think like they think, I guess. I mean, I want you to think for yourself. I mean, why is he saying this? This is crazy and unhinged.
Son of my wife. Let's talk about this Christian ideology, this cult Christian ideology, to where they want to attack children. They want to find out about.
A Christian would not do that. And you people out there, y'all should already know that should be a red flag right there, because Christians would never do that. Christians would never do that. You don't see Christians going out and burning down their towns and rioting because a bill got passed or whatever. You don't see all that. You see the left, worldly people who are ungodly do these things, not Christians.
About the children. They want to.
The children.
They want to find it. They want to show up at the crib. They want to show up at the house. They want to pull up.
The children.
Oh, yeah. They never said this in any video. But the people that they're connected to, which we're going to break down who they are a little bit today, I'm going to save some for the legal system and I'll tell you the agencies that we're working with as well. So
he's suing them because he did not want that debate being out. Do y'all really think? Now, I'm going to put the link in the description. I made a video. I sped up the audio a little bit, did a little tweaking so it won't get taken down, but it's got, I've got the subtitles at the bottom so you can read along while they're talking. He wants to sue them because of this video. Guys, that should be a red flag to know there's something wrong with him.
It's very interesting. You have to really begin to question the mindset of people and their real agenda, which is not spreading love and light and the gospel. It's really about domination, control, power, and taking over. You see?
We're only 8 minutes into this. My gosh. We're 8 minutes into this, and he's saying the Christians want to take over maybe the video is it's about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour long. That's it. And he's creating this whole drama world, this whole drama series on because he did not want that posted. He did not want that out. He should have left it alone.
See? That's what it's really all about. When we were live yesterday, I wasn't live. My wife went live yesterday. Some of their zealotous cult followers, and you can go look at the comments. We didn't delete them all. They're there.
We did delete them all, but some.
I can't even repeat what was said about our son on this video because they will delete the video. But this is the following that these people have. They have real followers. We have leaders. They have followers. Because the people that are on our side, they would never bend their mouth to do some of the things, and also never take the bribes and take these secret phone calls that have been going out to try to recruit more people.
This is insane. He's just babbling on about some nonsense. He's got leaders, not followers. Guys, he's got subscribers that watch his channel. He makes money off of the commercials, selling his stuff. Without the people, he is nothing.
To ask a lot of incredible questions and to dig deeper and to try to raise money and beg for money and to try to find out addresses and locations and all this kind of stuff. Threats of, we're going to be pulling up, we're going to be showing up at these events. From the top all the way down. So defendant number one is part of a ringleader program. He's not the main ringleader, but he's one of them. And we're going to be going a little bit into that tonight as well, while we still also talk about this contrived debate situation.
Again, it's not a contrived debate. And why is he so afraid? Why does he want to sue people over this conversation him and Wes had? I'm perplexed.
Okay. But this organization that is defendant, I'm sorry, it's not defendant number one. I'm not going to actually call him defendant number two because he's actually technically number two on the docket that we have. Defendant number one, we'll be talking about him in a minute. Defendant number two, he is a person that's heavily involved in the super left NDP. They're backed by religious zealots. A lot of them are with the University of Ontario.
West does not live in Ontario, and there's no university in Ontario. He lives in Toronto. West is in Toronto. Just clarification here.
So, which we've already been in talks with the University of Ontario.
There's no such thing as a University of Ontario. Again, he does not do his homework. I don't know who's writing this stuff for him. If he's got somebody typing stuff up on the screen that he's reading, I don't know. But there's no University of Ontario. Just saying. Just like there's no fact basis that there's literature on Jesus being married. It was debunked. He got roasted for it. Roasted. And that Jesus was crucified. There's so much evidence that's saying he was. And Billy got roasted over it. Now he's upset and boo-hoo crying to his 1 million leaders, his subscribers, to buy his crap.
And they're heavily involved in bribes for false information and doing a lot of what you would call research. If somebody has real knowledge, if their word is so powerful, if they're if their holy words that they know and all their history that they supposedly know is so incredible and so true, why they got to do all this for little old Billy Carson? Why?
I don't know who he means unless he's talking about Wes, and Wes's educational background is impressive. The guy can read several different languages. I mean, Aramaic, all of these other languages. Him studying I think he majored in researching the New Testament and all the biblical text and ancient writings from there, and probably some other things as well. But his education is very, very impressive. And Billy here is mocking it. That's what it sounds like to me, that Billy's mocking Wes's education. If y'all watch the debate, Wes was very calm, articulate, courteous. He didn't come across as arrogant that he knew more than Billy, which he does know more than Billy. And I was so impressed with Wes's demeanor, because I was like, whoa. I just happened to stumble across the debate the other night. I'm laying there looking for something to watch. I'm like, well, what is this? And I started watching it and was like, I stayed up and watched the whole thing and went to bed kind of late. I was like, I saw Billy Carson and it said Billy Carson in a debate with this other guy. And I didn't even know who Wes was either. I didn't know who he was. And I didn't know who the guy, Mark, I guess that's his name, that has the channel. I didn't know who he was either. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And I clicked on it and I was like, whoa. I got sucked in right away watching it. It was amazing.
Why they got to come for little old Billy Carson? Right? Why is that? It seems as if they just don't have the power they thought they had.
The power.
Right? So we're heavily involved in a lot of research, along with
the power that's had is the power of truth. Truth and knowledge. Charlatans will be exposed sooner or later. Cult leaders are exposed sooner or later. They all are, every time. Every time. They only sail that ship for so long, and then it starts to sink because too many holes. And in Billy's word salad spew, there's just too many holes in his alien power from the pyramids, and our bodies are more in line with Mars' atmosphere, and just all kinds of crazy crap that he says. I mean, come on, people. He's kind of a cultist. I think him and Terrence are just two peas in a pod riding the charlatan grift. And the grift just became unveiled. The void has been lifted from our eyes that Billy and Terrence are full of shit.
Sharing information with different parties, different organizations. One is the RCMP. That's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Through them, we were able to get connected with the VDP, the Vancouver Police Department, also the CFSEU, which they then linked us there in a conference call. So we're dealing with the Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit.
So Wes, I said Hess. So Wes did some clips of the debate. So Billy here could have done some clips from the debate to defend himself, right? If you're gonna, that's what he's doing. He's trying to defend the undefendable, the undefensible. I said defendable. So, I mean, Billy could have did the same thing. He could have took clips and explained himself. Why not? That's what Wes does. That's what everybody does on YouTube. They take clips and they analyze it, and all of this stuff. That's just what people do. Or talk about something, interview people. That's what they do. And he calls the police on Wes in Canada for him to cease and desist showing clips of the debate. This red flags, people, because I didn't see no harm in it. I watched it a few nights back. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I knew this guy was full of crap.
And they're involved in a lot of organized gang-related crime.
Oh, my God.
That's what they're involved in. And why is it gang-related? Because in America, this would be called a RICO. When you put a group of people together and you begin to organize and you conspire to attack through cyber attacks, through physical attack, through threats, and you also you create this environment for negativity. You create this environment for potential threat of life. You create this environment for zealots to feel that they're now empowered to injure.
Gangs? There's gangs on YouTube. There's gangs on X, Instagram. It's a conspiracy. There is a cabal, a coup d'etat to bring down the kingdom of Billy Carson, to bring his kingdom to a halt. We must stop the word salad. We must stop the insanity. Where's his emerald tablets? Call upon them, my friend. Call upon your tablets to save you. Since you don't believe Jesus was crucified, you can't call on Jesus to protect you. Who are you calling upon for protection? I ask you this. But it's gangs, people. It's YouTube gang. It's the YouTube gang. Now, I could sit here and pull up hundreds of videos, which I'm sure y'all see it in y'all's feed. Possibly. There's so many content creators doing videos on Billy Carson. It is insane. Now, this isn't the first time people have been doing videos about him. Like I said, the professor did videos on him. Was hysterical. I mean, it was done where I'm laughing at how the professor just systematically debunked everything this guy says, and it was well done. It was well done. So this is not the first time people have attacked his intelligence. Okay. But I'm not going to attack his intelligence because I think he is intelligent. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. That this is his bread and butter, him and Terrence and other, I guess, conspiracy theorist people that have these platforms and spout this nonsense, hate the scientists. Scientists are wrong. It takes a consistency with scientists to evaluate something and running tests, just like Terrence. Terrence creates this thing in a virtual world, but he doesn't do it in real life or give it to another scientist because another scientist has to recreate what you're doing. If it can be recreated and then it becomes, I don't know what the technical word for it is, but you come up with an idea that's scientific, revolutionary, it has to be tested. If you did it, then another scientist needs to do it, and then maybe another scientist, and they're all looking at it, and they're all like, okay, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. Let's go. Patent it. Terrence is like, I don't want to give people my ideas because they'll steal it because it's a conspiracy against the scientific community, especially if you're going to get published. So you publish things so it can get scrutinized. That's what it's supposed to do.
Potential injury, and things like that, or to disrupt business. That's a RICO. But they have something different in Canada for that, as we were told now through the attorneys and the talks we've had so far. And also the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center, the CAFC. Cybercrime involves fraud, phishing, and other online fraud, including scams. And one of the scams is contacting people and paying bribes, offering bribes, which has happened, to get them to give an alternative view or a different opinion about forbidden knowledge or Billy Carson, which is.
Do y'all think he's kind of scammy? I mean, his channel's called the Forbidden Knowledge, and he talks about goofy stuff. And a lot of people are, I guess, interested in the Anunnaki and the planet Naboo, and all of this stuff that's just somebody just wrote it. The Emerald Tablets. I mean, the midichlorians. I mean, there's no fact based in it. It's just all theater, I guess. And a lot of what he does is just word salad theater that can, I guess, can appeal to people who are empty. I mean, when I first started hearing him talk, I was like, "What?" Look, I'm not super educated, baby. I'm not educated. I mean, but some common sense in listening to what he's saying. It's like, wow. There's no evidence that the pyramids generated power. That why would you build stones, these ginormous? How could they have built them on top of the waterbed there? And plus, that bed wasn't even near it. That water wasn't even near the pyramids when they were built. That's been proven. So they had rods. There was holes where the rods were, and they generated midichlorians. Some kind of hydrogen. I mean, he is saying some crazy stuff, and I'm shocked he has as big as a platform as he does, because I just found it to be a bunch of gobbledygook.
It's already happened. There's already one named defendant. That'll be defendant number 3. Okay. Pretty interesting stuff tonight. So where are we at now? We got 7,000. Come on, let's go. Come on, bring the people on in there. Get this video out there now. I got a lot to talk about tonight. This is the video y'all been waiting on. I saw one of their videos go. I said, the video you've been waiting to see. Now, that ain't the video you've been waiting to see. Nobody's waiting to see their videos.
Yeah, they are.
Nobody cares to see their videos. Only the people that are already in the cult, or people that are just curious.
Yeah, they do. How many
the
people have seen this video?
The people that want to see videos, or the video they want to see is the ones that I'm putting out.
134K.
And nobody puts out more volume of videos and content
a day ago.
Not nobody in the world. Not one single person. You may try to collectively create a whole bunch of content by passing the same video around 100 million times, talking about 2 things or 3 things. That's all you really have. You have nothing else to talk about.
Nobody has nothing to talk about. Only Billy has something to talk about. Where is your buddy Terrence? Why isn't he on there defending you? Because the Emperor, there's always 2. The master and the apprentice. So, Billy and Terrence, I don't know which one's the master. I'm thinking Terrence. And I'm thinking Billy is the apprentice. The Padawan. Because they have gone dark. They have turned to the dark side of the moon. I mean, Terrence said how the planets got built was that the sun pooped. Literally. Go look it up on Joe Rogan. He literally said the sun pooped. It pooped out planets. Yes. Terrence is the master. And here's Billy. Billy is the apprentice. Oh, man. We're just 13 minutes in. It's unbelievable.
But in terms of real knowledge, you don't have any. Now,
only Terrence and Billy have the knowledge of the universe. Remember that.
Let's start with defendant number one. Okay. Defendant number one. Let me pull this out. People are shocked that I'm suing somebody. Oh, I've sued a lot of people already. I'm not a dummy. I'm not.
We're shocked that you're suing them over something so stupid.
One of these kids from the hood that just goes out there and gets into fights and shoots people. I don't do that. I use the same legal system that's been afforded to everyone else of every color and every race.
I just sue them.
That's available to me.
Because I need more money,
Let's go ahead and get into some of this.
More money. Because I don't have enough. Even though I got like 5 air conditioners in my house.
There he goes. This defendant was considered to be a very close friend. And as you can see in the photos here, top left, he's at my wife's birthday party. As you can see, marked with the black line across his face. He's marked up, okay? On the bottom beneath that, you see all of us in white.
Black.
His face has got the black bar across. That's, again,
we
marked up his
I
face.
Can't tell.
But again, this person was at my wedding. That's my wedding down there. For my very, very, what I thought would be my very close friends. We had a very private wedding in Bora Bora. And I think we only...
Maybe he didn't really know who you were. That, sometimes when things are going mishap, you got to kind of look at yourself. What did I do? You know what the other person did, but you got to step back and go, what'd I do? Did I say something wrong? Did I do something? Because we should always point. If you're going to point a finger, you need to turn around and point 2 back at yourself. Reevaluate the situation. Is Billy saying we're going to get to the bottom of this with these defendants, and we got to evaluate the situation of this fake debate. What did Billy do? Billy did nothing. Because he didn't do his homework. Billy did nothing wrong. It's everybody else. It's the Christian cabal conspiracy that's out to get him. Man, it's hard to say this with a straight face. What did Billy do? What did Billy do? For this guy, he said his best friend, his friend was at his wedding, has turned on him. But why? Why would your friend turn on you, Billy? Why is this? How can this be?
We had 14 people there max, and he was actually one of those 14 people. On the lower right side, you can see that, we are hopping off of a private jet. He actually got, we got so close with the family, and, they would come on trips with us, and we would go on
a private jet. Okay.
Trips with them. We have private jets. We don't have them. We don't own them, but we rent them out.
You rent them. We get
places. It. He flies to private jets. Matter of fact, one of the ones that we use now is one that he referred to me. Okay, the jet club. And so, but I'm sitting here. I'm flying around with this guy on private jets, and during this line of discussion with this defendant, it's because this defendant was in my inner circle. Now, this defendant this defendant is my neighbor. I can literally go out my front door and walk for about 2 minutes and knock on his front door. We're inside the same exact gated community. Okay, so this is
he kind of don't look like, I think the guy's name's Mark that was kind of moderating the debate that started this whole shenanigan. This guy looks, maybe that is him. He's just got a good tan. And yeah, I knew he was neighbors with the guy.
Person not only that's been around us, that we hang out with, that we fly on private jets with and go around the world and everything else. But also, this is a person that, my kid goes over their house, spends the night. Their son comes over here, spends the night. His son and my son are best friends.
Not anymore. Because Billy lost the debate, and now he's got to throw a temper tantrum. Sorry, I had to get to that mute button to cough. Billy throws a temper tantrum. Now he can't go see his best friend. Because Billy's upset that people wanted to post that debate and discuss it. Reacting to it. People are reacting to what Billy said in the debate. They're not reacting to what Wes said. Sorry, guys. Hate to burst it, but they're reacting to what Billy said.
Sent him and his son to countless NBA games because I have season tickets. But since I work so much and I'm traveling so much, I miss a lot of games.
I got everything. I fly jets. I got air conditioners. I got tickets. I got everything.
Sometimes I sell them, but sometimes I just give the tickets away to people that I think can use them. People I feel that can really appreciate the games. And so, as a matter of fact, you'll find out that I had just given him some tickets just recently, even while all this was going on.
I gave him everything, and this is how he repays me. He's in my inner circle. My inner circle. He has privy to my forbidden knowledge. Well, Billy, maybe that knowledge should have stayed forbidden from everybody else but you. And then you just spew what little you want at a time to keep your followers going and keep that carrot dangling.
So he could take his son to a nice NBA game. Anyway, so this is the type of person, you believe is really close to you and would never betray you. This is something that I manifested. This is no blame on the defendant. This is a blame on me, because
he betrayed me. I saw it in his face. Sorry. I always get Braveheart flashbacks. I betrayed him. That was such an epic scene.
Because at some point, he got past the radar. He really got past the radar. From the beginning, he was a secret hater from the jump. You just never know.
He duped Billy? Okay, guys. I want you must go watch the debate now. Because I'm thinking this is the guy it was his YouTube channel they did this debate on. That's him. I'm going out on a limb. That's him and their neighbors. That's why he could walk over to his house at 2:30 in the morning and knock on the door and say cease and desist, don't post this video. Because they was like
sometimes they
were just right there.
You think are really close.
So y'all, the point I'm trying to get to is you need to watch, I think his name is Mark, how he talks and handles himself in this video. He's in the middle. I guess if you're looking at the screen, Billy would be on to his, I guess his left, and then Hess is, Wes is via satellite. Via satellite. They're doing the webcam. But if you listen to the way he talks, I'm just saying, he's not an intellectual. Let's just put it that way. This guy is not an intellectual. How deviant can he be that he duped the magnificent Billy? Because he was in Billy's inner circle. They are so close. They've done so much things together. But Billy didn't know that this guy betrayed him. And he is shocked. He is devastated.
Close to you, and they're your real friends, and the whole time they've got some type of envy or jealousy or whatever it is brewing in the background, some type of deceit, or they're ready to backstab or whatever the case may be, right? But that's the situation. So this is the guy right here, all right? So why would I show something like that? Well, I'm establishing.
Well, you didn't really show us nothing, but your pictures of you guys having a good time, and you got to talk about you getting to fly on the jet. I think you just tooting your own horn. And you blocked out the guy's face.
A relationship, and it's very important as to some of the videos that have been put out there that have been circulating, where you see me pull up to his house, or I don't pull up, I ring the doorbell, and I'm going to play the audio from you ringing the doorbell because I recorded myself at his house with an audio, and thank goodness I did that because the audio tags the date, the time, and you can hear me speak, my location, where I'm at,
Ooh.
what I'm going to do, and the doorbell I'm coming that I ring. You can hear the doorbell ring. Okay, it's very, very important that I establish this timeline. This is called evidence. This is called evidence. Okay.
Well, let's see it.
There's people out there in this gang, this gang out there.
YouTube gang.
I do call them a gang. This organized crime gang. They want
organized YouTube crime gang. It's out to get Billy. And maybe Terrence too.
To establish me as some type of a crazy guy who pulled up on a YouTuber when that's not what happened.
He's your neighbor. We knew that.
I actually got very sick. I was extremely sick and went in the hospital prior to this whole thing happening.
Here we go.
And when I say I was sick, I was deathly ill. I actually almost died. We did a whole podcast about.
Wait. He almost dies, but 2 days later he gets on a podcast. That was a miraculous recovery.
This maybe a couple of months back when it first happened. I'm still not fully out of recovery. Okay. This is me in the hospital and my wife sleeping on a sofa next to me while in the middle of the night. You can see the heart monitor, the oxygen in my nose, and everything else. And I did a podcast about it because she literally saved my life and allowed me to make it back to America so that I can get hospital treatment in America, because where I was, they didn't have the proper treatment. And why am I showing you?
Where were you?
That also to establish a timeline. It's very important to understand what was going on. And yes,
we have to understand what's going on, that you were deathly ill, you almost died, but then you go on a podcast and you tank because you didn't do your homework. You sounded perfectly fine to me on that podcast. You sounded articulate. You were using big words, even though it was word salad. You were naming off books. You were naming off places, groups of people. You were being articulate in your presentation of your word salad, if you want to call it that. So is this what this is getting to? Is that you're using the excuse that you were sick and you just didn't debate well? Just going out on a limb here.
Yes, I was really in the hospital, and yes, I was really sick. Okay. Here goes my hospital bandage that I take, because everyone knows that my leaders out there, my leaders that are always on my accounts, know that I always keep receipts of every single thing.
I got receipts.
And that's my hospital bandage. And then I have my hospital bills. This is my bill for the stay in the hospital, $37,460. That's one of them, one of the three, right? There's another one here for $1,601. And there's another bill. I made it. Oh, here it goes.
Do we care? Does it matter? I'm sure he has insurance.
$2,585. These are all from that one stay in the hospital. Okay, so these are the hospital bills. So I was extremely ill and sick. And to add to that point, here during the session where I went over to Mark's house, which was right around the corner from me, If you look at my arm in the lower corner of the photo, you see that I just got the IV bandage taken out of my arm from being in the hospital. Okay.
So, oh my God. Oh my God. So, okay. You were sick. You got the receipts to prove it. Did, how long was he in the hospital if he just got the IV taken out of his arm? And since when do you get the bills that quickly in the mail? I don't know. Just asking questions here. Anyway, you've been that deathly ill. Why did you go walk to your neighbor's house and get on a podcast to talk about your dumb shit? Just asking questions here, people. If he is that sick, because I think this is why he's using the excuse, is that he was confused. Maybe he might not say it in those words, but this is building a case for him to say, this is why I did so poorly. And this is why they were against me. So his best friend, who's his neighbor, Billy walks over to his house because he doesn't have to go that far, sits in the chair, starts talking. If you're that sick, why didn't you just stay home? Why didn't you just stay home? So this is going to be your excuse for not having facts, not being able to defend your position. And that's what you're supposed to do, is you were supposed to defend your position, and you didn't.
I just got the IV bandage out. I was in the hospital with a severe case of pneumonia.
That looks like it's
that pneumonia was so
Photoshop.
severe
That's Photoshop.
that it literally almost killed me. And my whole right side was completely full of bacteria. And then the left side was almost full. I had only 25% oxygen support. My body was going into septic shock, white blood cell count trending up towards 40. I lost 22 pounds and was extremely ill. I noticed yesterday when my wife was talking and some of the posts.
What a great diet.
That she had made, people were commenting, that black guy, these are the Christian followers of this cult. That black guy looks like he's on drugs, and people commenting, yeah, he's on drugs, he's a dope addict, and all these crazy comments.
I didn't think that, and I'm white. When I watched the debate, I didn't even think you looked ill. You looked normal to me, as far as I could tell. I mean, you did keep looking down. You weren't making eye contact with the camera like you are now. Maybe because you weren't feeling confident. Once Wes started talking, I mean, you were like, oh crap, what did I just step into? I think that's what you were thinking. Oh crap. Soon as Wes opened his mouth and said, oh boy. Because I think that you thought your friend who invited you over and you walked over to his house, you thought he's probably just going to get some peon over to talk to you, not some really legit guy who knows his stuff. And that's probably what sent you for a loop-de-loo.
This is how they uplift you. This is the enlightened people. These are the chosen ones, right? Well, I look sick in the video because I actually was sick. Matter of fact, before the video started, I had a bottle of water, and I told him, look, you may have to stop this a couple times because I can't really breathe that well yet.
Oh my God. I got to speed this up because it's like, oh my God. Let's do a little bit of, I guess we could do, I'm gonna test it.
I lost 22 pounds
Check
and was
it out.
extremely ill. I noticed
That's
yesterday
better.
when my wife was talking and some of the posts that she had made, people were commenting, that black guy, these are the Christian followers of this cult. That black guy looks like he's on drugs, and people commenting, yeah, he's on drugs, he's a dope addict, and all these crazy comments. This is how they uplift you. This is the enlightened people. These are the chosen ones, right? Well, I look sick in the video because I actually was sick. Matter of fact, before the video started, I had a bottle of water, and I told him, look, you may have to stop this a couple times because I can't really breathe that well yet. My lungs are still recovering, and I coughed from time to time because I was trying to cough up still a little bit of phlegm in there from the pneumonia. After I got done with the IVs, they moved me on to the actual.
Why would you go on the show if you can't hardly breathe, and you still got pneumonia and you're coughing up crap? I mean, I'm coughing. I'm having to hit stop. I mean, I'm doing everything myself. I'm in my own home, and having to stop. But man, if I was that sick, I mean, you're gonna tell the guy beside you to stop? You're hacking up a lung? Pause me. Push pause. Why yak? Start yakking. I mean, I'm not buying this. I'm really not.
Actual tablet or pill. You take these huge horse pills and got to keep taking those antibiotics until your lungs are clear. But it's still a long healing process, a 12-week healing process.
Yeah.
And I got like a week and a half or two to go for this healing process. Now, why is that important? Why is that important to this whole thing? Well, because I wasn't even supposed to leave the house.
Then why did you?
Extremely sick. I had just had a near-death experience in the hospital a few days prior. Got released. I had been so sick for the 2 weeks leading up to the hospitalization, trying to get back to America, trying to stay alive. And then I'm bedridden, and I just feel like, man, I just got to get up and do something. I can't.
He sounds like a whiny little bitch. You're giving us this sob ass story because you lost a debate, because you got called out on your bullshit. This is what it sounds like to me. You're building this up. You're building it up. You're building it up, building it up. I shouldn't even have left the house. Man, I was coughing up stuff. I had the IV still in my arm. It just came out. Look, my Band-Aid. Look at my bills. I keep all my receipts. I mean, this is insane. This is insane. So you're going to say you had some kind of mental, you weren't all there? Oh, apparently you're not all here now because you think everybody's in a conspiracy against you. Because you went on a debate or a discussion, whatever you want to call it, people. And he goes on a discussion, debate, podcast, and the guy just demolished him, and now he's boo-hooing about it. He is literally boo-hooing to get you to feel sorry for him. Don't look. There's nothing to see here, people. There's nothing. Don't look at this video. Don't look at the fake debate. Because it's a conspiracy. It's a YouTube gang organization. It's a conspiracy, I'm telling you. There's nothing to see here. Listen to me. Believe me when I tell you the Emerald tablets are legit. And my midichlorians, I don't even know how I got sick because I have so many midichlorians. But he's going to tell us that, what? This affected your mental? That you couldn't debate, you couldn't think clearly, you got stumbled upon, you weren't thinking straight? If anybody watches that debate, you do not come across as that. You come across as very clear and coherent. It wasn't like you weren't slurring your words, nothing like that.
I just can't lay down like this. I just can't do it. Like, for a person as active as me, it felt horrible. I felt like I was, completely useless. So I get a call from Mark. It's like, hey man, we're gonna hop on the podcast. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. Something I can do. And all I gotta do is go around the corner from my house. I don't have to even leave the neighborhood. I don't have to go on an airplane, which is what I usually have to do. I can just literally walk around the corner and go in this house. So that's what I did. My wife was extremely unhappy that I told her I was going to go over there. I was like, I'll just be like 30 minutes or so. It won't be a big deal. He just wants to have a conversation. We're going to talk about some things. He got somebody else coming on. I really thought it was just going to be like a casual conversation about our perspectives on reality and our perspectives on religion versus.
It was a casual conversation. Y'all started a conversation. Not everybody can agree on a conversation. Y'all started a conversation, and you were called out on your bullshit.
Spirituality. I really didn't know it was going to be any kind of a debate. Okay, it's more of an ambush situation, and I have all the text messages to prove this, which are going to be in the discovery for.
Oh my God!
Anyway, so I go over there, And
it wasn't. He's calling this an ambush. Think about it. Mark is his neighbor. Mark is not a very intellectual type of person. Okay, when he's speaking, he's not like a Jordan Peterson. He's not like a Wes. He's not even like Billy, because Billy could talk a lot of BS real quick, real fast, and make himself sound smart. So he's saying, because he knows damn well how How is Mark going to dupe him, or how is he going to be ambushed by Mark? Mark only brought on one guest, and that was Wes. He only brought on Wes. So you're telling me, Billy, that Wes ambushed you? How? Wes asked you questions and gave you every opportunity to answer his questions. Wes asked you, where did you get your resources from? How did you come to your conclusions? He was asking you fair and legitimate questions. You had every opportunity, and you did, and you responded back to his questions. Again, how the hell was this an ambush? By no shape or form was it an ambush. No way.
I'm a little gassed, but whatever. I'm just happy to be involved in anything at this point. I sit down, get mic'd up and everything else. I get myself some water. I give him that warning about my coughing so that he knows, like, if you just pause every now and then, you might have to edit the coughs out. Okay, I think that's on recording, actually, from the beginning of the video. They probably edited that out already, whatever. And then he brings on this guy on the screen, defendant number 2. So defendant number 2 comes on the screen. I have no idea who this guy is. I really have no clue who this guy is. I don't know his name. I don't know who he is. I don't recognize him from anywhere. Like some Joe Schmo off the street. I have no clue who this guy is. But whatever. He seemed like a nice gentleman. I thought we were going to have a really nice conversation.
And you did.
Now, this whole time, I'm thinking this is just going to be a conversational based thing. Not a big deal. I don't got to stress my brain. I don't got to think too hard. We're just talking. And then Mark gets this guy on the live feed, and he says, "Hey, we're gonna have a little debate." I'm like, "A debate?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna talk about this, your perspective of religion and stuff and so on, whatever." And I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And so now in the debate, the way that this works, I've been in.
Okay. If Billy is so smart, him and Terrence together, the master and the apprentice, they're together. They are unstoppable. Okay, so Billy is so smart. Why is he worried about Wes? If Billy wasn't worried about his confidence and what he believes in, what is the problem? It's almost like an atheist. Let's say you take a debate where you have an atheist debating a Christian, or an atheist debating a Muslim, or a Muslim debating a Christian. Whatever. Take your pick. Okay, think about it. Each of them have their own position. Each of them are going to have different viewpoints. So why wasn't Billy confident in what he was saying? Billy's upset is because he was caught. He was caught because Wes pointed out that for a decade, one of the things, Jesus being married, was debunked. It was a fraud. It was a fake. It was a forgery. And everybody in the community, in the literature community, whatever you want to call it, in that field, knew it. It had already been examined. It took a few years for it to get examined, and it was done. It was done. So, Billy, what's the problem? You have a problem with Christianity. You have a problem with the Bible, which is fine. That is your opinion, your prerogative. Then get on there and say your word salad on whatever it is you want to say to defend your position. And everybody would respect you for that. Literally. Yeah, you got caught on 2 of the things, but you could have went, "Oh man, I should have been doing my homework. My bad." I mean, daggone, man, suck it up, Buttercup. Sometimes you have to fall on the sword. Now, the rest of it, even the rest of it, at one point, Billy says, "Oh, he just keeps repeating the same thing and we're not getting nowhere." Because Billy wanted to change the subject. It was clear while they were talking. He wanted to move on and change the subject to something else. Like maybe he wanted to move to space aliens because he started talking about some group knowing the stars before we had instruments to know about the stars. But guess what? Hess debunked all that too by saying, was it oral or was it written? And he said it was oral. And then boom, you could see the look on Billy's face. It's like, damn, man, this guy is crushing me. I have nothing. But whose fault is that? You did not get ambushed. It was not an ambush. It was like, just defend yourself. That's all. Just keep talking. Keep saying the same crap you've been saying on all your other podcasts. He says the same stuff over and over and over again. So now he just got somebody to call him out on it. I mean, Joe Rogan never called him out on none of his bullshit when he was on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan was being nice, I guess, but he could have been fact-checking him and going, oh, crap, this guy's full of shit. Which Joe knew he was. Joe knew he was full of crap.
Debates before, real debates, okay? Like from school, the debate club. I understand what a real debate actually is because I've actually been in actual real debates. There's a moderator, a person that moderates. The moderator, him or herself, does not interfere with the conversation. They don't.
I agree. Mark shouldn't have interjected if it was a real debate. But Mark, I kind of feel for him. I mean, he was trying, but he should have just shut up, basically.
Interfere. You see, they don't commandeer the conversation, and the moderator is there to allow both parties to actually get a chance to talk and get their point across. But that's not what happened.
No, you had plenty of time to talk. I have proof. I have the video. I downloaded it. You had just as much time to talk as Wes did. You had plenty of time to get your point across. You said where you got your stuff. You got it from the parchment that was found to be debunked. You got your information from the Gospels of Barabbas, which is debunked. You got your information from the what does he call it? The Sinai Bible, the Codex. So I learned that from you. You were saying all of that. Has come up and said he had the Codex Sinaitica. He pulls it down off the shelf and says, "Hey, it's not the crucifixion is all in here." And then you said, "Oh, I must misspoke," and then you claimed another book, and then Wes got you on that one as well. So for you to think that you got ambushed, or you just thought y'all were just sitting down to talk, and then you even said, "Well, if it's a debate, okay, well, you're sitting here telling us you know how to debate. So you could have debated Wes. And you did, and you lost because you didn't have facts. You just started spouting the same old crap that you've been telling your people. They're giving them this Kool-Aid, and it's not fresh Kool-Aid. It's the, you know. You're feeding them this Kool-Aid, and they've been buying it, and then now everybody's realizing what a charlatan and snake oil salesman you truly are.
What happened was, as we opened this up, the moderator asked the first question, not the defendant number two. Okay? Now, that's
Why
interesting.
not?
So I go, okay, this is from the jump. I'm like,
why can't the moderator ask the first question? When we watched the presidential debates, didn't they do that? Didn't the moderator ask the question? So what's the problem? Oh, you wanted to have an opening statement, maybe? I think I'd have liked to seen that too. Each of them have an opening statement on what?
well, that's kind of strange. If this is a debate, then it's supposed to be a little bit more organized. I said, well, maybe he doesn't have the etiquette of knowing debates like I do because I've been in real debates and so whatever. I didn't think nothing of it at that exact moment. So the first thing he asked me is about the gospel of Jesus' wife. Okay. I think that was the first thing. It might have been the second thing, but it might have been the first thing. Either that or the Sinai Bible.
I think it was
a question.
I think it was the.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I give my answer about the gospel of Jesus' wife, to what I knew about it. Not even a deep answer, just a very surface answer. I'm just like, whatever, man.
No,
I'm
you
just
gave a deep
I'm just surviving
answer.
at this moment. And then the gentleman, defendant number two, he comes back with all this rhetoric about it's a known fake and it's this and that and everything else and it's no good and it doesn't exist and blah, 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 or it's fake or whatever he's talking about. I'm like, okay, well, let me get my rebuttal in on this fakeness. But I never got a chance to get my rebuttal in because I had something very important to say about that, which I'm going to talk about tonight about the gospel of Jesus' wife.
I don't know how you could rebuttal a fakeness. I mean, you could try or get on your phone where you're accusing them of going to chat BBT, whatever. You could have got on your phone and researched it right then and there. Oh, is this a fake? This woman who did this? Because he gave you the woman's name. You could have researched it right then and there. It seems like you're just digging this hole deeper and deeper, my friend. Deeper and deeper.
And I'm going to play a couple of short videos as well. Okay. And then the second question, or maybe it was the first, like I said, I can't remember. And again, I was so sick and ill, to be quite honest with you. Maybe I did bumble my words a couple times with the Sinai Bible or the.
There you go. There you go. I mean, I think he is just trying to make excuse after excuse after excuse because he got caught in his BS snake oil salesman pitch. Period.
Or the Barnabas text. It's quite possible. Look, some of y'all think I'm an alien, but I'm really human. Okay, I'm a person just like you guys are. And to that effect, and being in that weakened state, which he knew he caught me in one of my most weakest states. He saw how I only weighed 206 pounds at his house. So I was very, very frail and thin. I gained back now 15 pounds, but at the time I was very thin, just weak. But I'm human. I might have bumbled the Barnabas text for the Sinai text or whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is I never got a chance to answer any questions or get my voice heard.
Yeah,
that's what really matters. But I'm going to break down the Sinai Bible tonight. And I'm going to break down the Gospel of Jesus' wife and some other things tonight as well. I'm going to break them down.
And it's still been debunked. And what he's going to do is he's going to play some clips from like 2012, 2013 of the woman who knew it was a forgery, had staked her reputation on it and published, and then it come out. It took a couple of years, and then it come out, and she had to admit that, yeah, it's a fake. Oops. Downloaded from a PDF file. So he's going to play a clip of her from a long time ago. So what? Why? Because she come out and said, in that interview that, yeah, Jesus had a wife, but then it got debunked, my guy. It got debunked. Literally.
Pretty slick. So every time I had something really important to say or a deep question to ask, defendant number 2 video would just magically disconnect.
Not true.
He's off again.
Not true. At the beginning, when he first logged on, he did go out. His internet went out, right? And then it was fine until the end of the debate. A few minutes before Billy got up and left, Wes's internet flashed and went out again, and then he got reconnected and he was back on. So this is not true what Wes is saying. I mean, what Billy's saying.
And, oh, man, he's off again. I don't know what happened. The first time it happened, I was like, that's strange, because it didn't happen when he was talking. And his video was very clear and crisp, like almost 4K. Then he gets back into the live feed, to the whatever app they were using. I'm not sure what kind of app it was. He's back on. He's dialed back in. Now I'm trying to ask my question. I'm getting overridden with other texts, other words from defendant number 1. He's overriding what I'm trying to say, everything I've got to ask. He's talking over me. I'm the person they're supposed to be in this debate. I can't even get a word in. And as soon as I say one thing, the other guy, defendant number 2, he's overriding and talking over me. I'm just sitting there patiently, just quiet,
Nobody. Wes was not disrespectful to Billy at all. And watch the video for yourself. Think for yourself.
Okay, you can see me just sitting there. Then all of a sudden I have something powerful to say in a response to say, boop, disconnects, video disconnects right when I start talking again. No more video feed gone. I'm like, this is crazy. Now I see what's going on. This is an actual setup, because every time he would come back and start talking dogmatically and talking all this garbage, he would then pick up his cup and do this and give a smirk. So I saw then at that moment, I realized, oh, this is a contrived setup video to make me look like.
That was a hand signal. Are you kidding me? I sip on my coffee. He just sipped on his coffee. Wes can't sip on his, or whatever it is he's drinking. We know what Billy's drinking. Billy's drinking the Kool-Aid. Billy is drinking the Kool-Aid. This is hilarious. They were given signals. Man, this is getting deep.
Like I'm some type of dummy and I don't know what I'm talking about. So they can go bragging to all their Christian buddies and friends in their cult and, oh, he didn't know the answer to these 2 questions.
No, you didn't. You didn't. It was obvious and clear. You got slammed, and you're like this little kid, like, boo-hoo-hoo, I didn't get the prize. I didn't win. I didn't get the prize. Boo-hoo-hoo. That's what it sounds like to me.
Not really. Again, I try to hold off at having faith that maybe Mark wouldn't be involved in something like this. 3rd time happens again, disconnects the video feed. 4th time happens again, disconnects the video feed. 5th time happens again, disconnects the video feed. Only when I'm talking. And I realized after the 5th time, this is bullcrap. This is.
Wouldn't you think if you were talking, you'd be talking to the audience like I'm talking now, right? So if the video gets posted and there's people watching it, one guy gets, his feed goes out, something's up with his internet signal. Billy could have kept going to let the audience know, hey, he could have just kept talking to the audience just like he's doing now. Just like he's doing now. No, he's got to make an excuse that somebody else, oh, his feed went out while I was talking. You could have kept talking. Because if the video is going to be uploaded, you need your voice heard, my guy. You should have kept talking. Period. Just saying.
And I said, Mark, this is garbage, man. What you guys, this is set up. This is ridiculous. Every time I have something to say, he's disconnecting. Man, I can see him literally disconnecting his video manually. And only one time I got to ask a couple of questions. I can see him on his screen on Chat GPT trying to look for the answer real quick, and he gives some roundabout ridiculous answer. And it came to some of the tablets, and I realized then that
he's saying he's getting his answers from Chat GPT. Y'all go research Wes Huff and look at his background.
This was bogus and unprofessional and something I would never want to be a part of. Absolute total trash. And I told Mark at that moment, I'm leaving, man. I got to go. I have an air conditioning guy coming to my house. I have my mother-in-law coming into town, and something happened too. We have 5 AC units, and I don't even know which one of them is acting up. All I know is one of the rooms in the house upstairs where she's going to be is hot. So I had to have somebody come over and find out which AC unit
I got everything.
5 was broken. So I'm like, I'm not going to miss this appointment for this trash. This is garbage. So I walk out in the middle, and I tell him, don't use this. I don't approve this. I never signed a consent form. When you go to a podcast, if you don't know the video etiquette, I'm going to tell you right now. Anytime I show up to any podcast I show up to, Joe Rogan, PBD, I mean, you name it, all right? Next Level Soul, wherever I'm at, the first thing you do is you sit down and you sign a release form. That's just basic standard legal. You sign a release form. I didn't sign any kind of release form. I never gave any authorization.
Because he's your buddy and it's his. But you volunteered. You walked in on your own free will and sat down in that chair and put that headphone on and put that mic in front of your mouth. That's all that needs to be said about that.
Authorization or consent. Luckily, because that now makes the video illegal to use with my likeness, my face, my voice. Any form, any shape or form. Even if it's just a 10-second clip. Even if it's 1 second of me, I did not consent. Why? Because it's unprofessional, and I knew they were going to utilize it to show me in some type of a negative light for their own self-gain, for some type of clout chasing. But it gets even deeper than that. It gets even deeper than that, you see? So I walk out. My wife, I get back to the house. I'm extremely pissed off and angry. I can barely breathe. I normally take the elevator upstairs when I was sick. So exhausted.
Dang, he's got an elevator in his house too? My God. I got everything.
I couldn't even breathe. I almost dropped down on one knee. She's like, what's going on? What's happening? She's like panicking. I told her what's happening to the best of my ability. She got pissed off. She got Mark on the phone right away. My wife is my manager.
He said he was panicking. She's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? He's like, my God. They're gonna know I'm a charlatan. I'm a snake oil salesman. They woke up. They woke up. They don't want my Kool-Aid no more. I'm a charlatan. I've been found out. I've been railroaded by some West guy in Canada a Canadian, for Pete's sake. It's ousted me for the fraud that I am. She's pissed. She's going to run over Mark's house because he's hyperventilating because Wes destroyed him. And he knew it. If he was so out of it and not feeling well, he'd be like, oh man, I got to go. You know, I'm not feeling good. And going home not thinking nothing about this. From what Wes said in a live interview I saw with him last night, he said, you know, I thought it was just a nothing burger. He had no idea. He had no idea this was going to blow up to be what it is.
My wife is my manager. And she called immediately, got him on the phone, and said, Billy doesn't consent to this. We signed a contract with another company to do an actual show called Versus, and with a very prominent figure involved in it, and all the different people from different areas of religion. It's a very organized debate system, and it's going to be a TV series. So I did sign that contract. I didn't know I was going over there to do this kind of debate.
It's going to be an organized religion debate. an organized religion. All right. Let that sink in.
I thought we were having a casual conversation on spirituality, and I wasn't really even fully in my right mind. I'm just
There we
almost
go.
died a few days before going to his house.
There we
literally.
go. There we
Literally.
go.
And so he took advantage of that.
This is excuse after excuse after excuse that he got called out on his dumbass bullshit. So he's going to say he was out of his mind when he was talking about the Doge tribe that he went and looked at their paintings. They got tunnels under the city, tunnels that go everywhere, and they can read the stars, and they tell stories through centuries. They tell stories. Nothing's written down, just on the cave, like caveman paintings. But he was clear enough to say that. He was clear enough to say, yeah, I travel, I talk to people, I get this information. There's got to be something to it. There's parallels to this book and this book and that book, and then they leave stuff out of this book, and that book. He was saying all of that. He was saying all of that.
Which is what happened. I can't say he took advantage of that. I allowed him to take advantage of that because for whatever reason, I was just weak, and sometimes you trust people, especially when you've been around them that long and that much.
I let him dominate me because I was weak.
Whatever the case may be, it happened. She was very upset. She called him. She put a do not consent in immediately, and that ended that call. Then he kept trying to send me messages. He was sending me so many messages, which I'm going to put some text messages on the screen tonight, but I can't put all the text messages on the screen because a lot of it is going into evidence. Because defendant number one is going to be sued for $1 million and possibly even more. But
I think defendant number one might be Mark or the guy doing the editing. I'm just guessing here.
The messages were coming into me. Were talking about the desperation that he's in to get this video out. Absolute desperation. And I'm like, what the hell is so desperate about this ridiculous video that was so corny and contrived and stupid? Like, what is the desperation for this video? Like, what really, like, how can you send me?
So if it was so corny and contrived, then why did you send your wife over and you're in hysterics and hyperventilating and she's panicking what's wrong and you tell her and she calls him immediately and says cease and desist. So if the video was so contrived and meaningless, a nothing hamburger, then why is all of this? Okay? I'm just saying, you're talking about Mark wanting to hurry up and get out a nothing video, and it's contrived, and so, well, if it was all of that what you say, then why are you so oh, honey, get over there quick for me, because I'm sick and I was stupid in this video, and I don't want Mark to post it.
Me 15, 20 messages that are each like a paragraph or too long. That gives me anxiety. I don't want to read messages that long. I told him, I said, stop sending me these crazy long messages, man. Finally, after like the 8th message, I start reading these messages and they're like, I'm under attack. They're attacking me. They're threatening me. This is all in text. They're trying to take me down. They're gonna expose me. They're threatening my businesses. All these things he's telling me. He's in panic mode, like super panic mode, like the mafia's after him. Well, they really were. Because these people operate like the mafia. They're very evil people.
Wow.
Don't let the Christian name, Protestant, and all these different names that they got out there for these people fool you. These people are dark and they're evil and they're very manipulative and very contriving. So defendant number two and his horde of cult cult followers, in some way have been attacking him. They created robots and bots to attack his comments on his post, attack his positive posts, attack his comments from his followers, attack people on his YouTube videos, attack his live chats.
The attack of the bots. The attack of the YouTube bots.
Just attack. The same thing they've been doing to us, using real people and also using robots, which is really what is considered a cyber attack, which is actually illegal and against the law. If your word is so powerful, why use all the robots? If your word is so powerful, why use all the contrived devices and all the illegal apparatus? Why? Why do that if your word is so true and so powerful and it's got the light of God and everything?
I think he's just making all of this up. He can create a mountain out of a molehill, because this is over the top. This is just over the top.
And why do you have to stoop so low and start doing all these underhanded dark acts? You proved my theory about you people this whole time, this whole situation, and all these videos. And the more you guys put out, the more you're going to make me famous, and the more you're proving my point.
I'm telling you, he's anti-Christian. He's an anti-Christ. An antichrist is, there could be many antichrists, not like the antichrist that you would think of in the book of Revelation, but there's antichrists, like these cult followers who are antichrist, who lead their flocks over a cliff, who don't follow the teachings of Jesus. They're anti-Christian, antichrist. And I think he is. Christians don't believe in aliens. Christians believe we were created in God's image. The stuff he believes in is the gods that we're fighting, then the universe is created, and then out of that battle, we're created. And in those texts, we have no meaning. There's no meaning in our life. But in the Christian text, the Christian Bible, we have purpose. We have meaning. We are born in the image of God. We're in no image in his world. Go look it up.
So he's panicking. Okay, he's absolutely panicking.
I think you're the one that was panicking.
My wife didn't know that. I was going back to see him again. After seeing all these crazy messages and his complete panic attack, I was so pissed off at him. But I said, let me just give him the benefit of the doubt one more time. I mean, for goodness sake, my son has slept in this guy's house, you know? So I go over there at his behest, begging me to come over. I got all the messages. And I meet him at his house. His wife is home. His son is home. His son's eating a shake at the table, drinking a shake at the table, a smoothie or something. His wife is in the kitchen, heating some food up that she got from our chef. Our chef became their chef. Again.
Oh, my God. I got everything. Again, man. Does he just... I think he's narcissistic as well. How many times he tell us he's in the jet club? He's got 5 air conditioners. He has his own clothing line, his own shoes, his own watch. Now he has his own chef. Man, he's got everything.
And just showing the connection there. I've had a chef for 10 years, and they like the food from coming over and eating the food at our house, and now they share our chef. She was warming up some food for our chef. That chef had cooked for them. I go meet with him. I talk with him. He's telling me about the pressure he's under and the attacks he's under. I said, look, man, I really don't care about all of that. I said, Mark, nobody really even knows who you really are. So why are you worried about it? Why would you even be worried about this? Like, nobody knows who you are. Like, your business is your business. You have another company that has nothing to do with the internet where you make money. That's how you became a millionaire. You didn't become a millionaire off of YouTube. YouTube is brand new and nobody knows who the hell you are. So why do you even care about these people? But he was so desperate, as if his life was damn near in danger. His family was damn near in danger. He was desperate. I said, look, man. He says, is it okay? He says, is it okay if I make a response video? I said, you can make a response video, but don't use any of my footage in there. I don't consent to it. I said, if you put it in, I'm going to send you a cease and desist. He goes, oh man,
he could do a response video. It's fair usage.
We friends, man. It's all love. We're not doing that. I said, okay. I shook his hand and I walked out of the house. The next thing that I did was, I knew I had a game coming up, a basketball game that I couldn't make it to. And once again, with my brand new seats, my upgraded seats, I contacted him and I said, hey, would you like to take your son to the NBA game? I can't make it to this particular game. And he says, sure thing. He says, I see, though the conversation is a little broken here because I couldn't fit the whole thing in the screenshot, was running, if you got the seats you had last year and had the courtside bands, you did upgrade your tickets. I said, yes. He said, those seats are nice. So he realized I had gotten even better seats than I had the last time. He was very happy about that.
I got everything.
That was the conversation. The day after, he agreed to not release anything of my footage. Gentleman's handshake. And I explained to him it didn't look good for him or me. It was very unprofessional, very clownish, very childish. And if somebody...
No. It looked fine for Mark. It didn't look good for you. It did not look good for you. That is the whole crutch of the matter.
Edits it, it's going to look really one-sided and stupid. Okay?
Which it didn't. It didn't look one-sided.
So now that happens. Send him to the game. He's happy. And then the next thing I know, he starts sending more texts about he's getting attacked. He's getting attacked from defendant number 2. Okay? He says that they're attacking him. He's under a lot of pressure. This guy is really scared now. I'm like, what kind of pressure can you be under for a damn clumsy video that was horrible? Guys disconnecting 5-6 times in the video. He's half the time he's not even on the screen.
Then what are you worried about if it's a clumsy video? Again, if the guy ain't on half the time, what are you worried about? You had ample time. I should go back in time how much time you spoke and how much time Wes spoke. It's pretty even to me.
You're talking too much. I can't get a word in. I look frustrated. I can't say what I want to say. I'm walking out. Like, what is so frustrating about this video? It's so raggedy. I don't care if it was legitimate. I wouldn't even put any crap like that because it looks stupid. It makes us look like we're amateurs.
Because you are an amateur. You are an amateur. You can say a lot of big words, memorize a lot of gobbledygoo, and then I guess you're holding on to those emerald tablets. The emerald tablets. Oh man. That's too much. No. Wes mopped the floor with you, and you knew it, and you didn't want nobody to see it. Somebody finally called you out on your bullshit, and you can't handle it. It's almost like a bully finally gets stomped, and he just can't take it. He just can't handle it.
But he's panicked. 2 weeks later, unbeknownst to me, he releases the full video in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, he sends me this 3-paragraph text message after the desperation that he was under and the attacks that he was under as to why he had to release this video. Is this one it? Let me see. Oh, no, that's the Heat tickets that I told you I gave him. So you can see, you can look for the Heat Sacramento game. You'll know exactly what day this happened.
He keeps bringing up the tickets and the game, and he just has everything. It's kind of like bragging. He didn't have to tell us nothing about his... Sorry, I had to get to that mute button. He didn't have to say anything about his wealth, and I think he likes it. I mean, got 5 air conditioners. One of them ain't working. I don't know which one. I have an elevator. I usually don't take it, but I have one. I got a helicopter out back. I don't normally use it, but once in a while. I've got this golf course over here. I don't let nobody on it. And I only use it once in a while. I mean, this guy, it seems like if he gets an opportunity to say what he has, he says it. It's kind of absurd and like he's bragging. You know, I've got the receipts. Look how much this stuff costs. I have 5 air conditioners. I got an elevator. I'm part of the Jet Club. Bro.
With the day that he agreed not to release the video, this is the day
I get the best tickets to the basketball game. And I spared no expense. Just keep watching my videos and hitting like and subscribe.
After he went to the Heat game with his son. Anyway, that text message he sent was probably so long I probably didn't put it up here. So,
bro, man, you can't do that. No. You said you're going to show us a text message, and then you said, well, it's probably, you know exactly where that text message is. If anything, you screenshotted each individual one. If this is your evidence, you're going to screenshot them just to make sure you do not lose them. Just saying.
Case in point is the fact that he's in some type of severe desperation where he feels so threatened by somebody, some entity, that he feels like, I just got to put this video out to get the pressure off. Otherwise, I'm going to suffer in some way, shape, or form. What that suffering exactly is, I don't know. But it must be severe because this guy
you don't know
panicking
pressure
like a little girl. Literally. And all this will come out in Discovery.
I'm thinking you're acting like a little girl. You're whining about this video that probably was a small hamburger. Not necessarily a nothing burger, but maybe a Happy Meal without the happy and no cheese. But you made it a quarter pounder. You made it a quarter pounder, supersized. Yes, you did. Because now it's a something burger instead of a nothing burger because of you, not because of this other guy.
The next thing I know, video's out. I'm actually sleeping in my movie theater in my house. I have a movie theater. I'm sleeping in the movie theater.
I was asleep. Not on the couch. Not in my bedroom. No. I have a movie theater. I do. I happen to have one. And I happen to be asleep in there. I bet he's going to say he's got internet so he can watch himself on his YouTube page on his damn movie theater screen. This guy, it seems like, what, we're 42 minutes into this. I'm 2 hours in because of commentary. Every chance this guy gets, he tells us what he has and how wealthy he is. Guys, he's wealthy because he's got 1 million followers, leaders, I'm sorry, that subscribe to his channel, watch his videos, and he gets revenue off the commercials.
I kind of passed out watching the game that was on that night. Happens to me sometimes. Sometimes the game watches me. I wake up around 1 something, almost 2 or whatever. I see my cell phone is blowing up like crazy. I got all these people contacting me. People that haven't talked to me in a few weeks or a couple of months or whatever. I'm like, what's going on? It's the middle of the night. Why are people calling me like this? I read a couple of the messages and it's about this video that's out. I'm like, what video is this? What's going on? They're really pissed off about it because they said, man, this is like some kind of setup you're in, Billy. What's going on here?
Ain't nobody told him this looked like a setup. Come on, people. If you watch the debate, it does not look like a setup. It just looks like you got caught into some bullshit. You got caught. Period. End of story. You're saying people said you look like you got caught. This is a shim sham.
I click on the video, I see it, I realize it's out. Then I go to Mark to text him, and I see he had sent me this long message about, I'm so sorry, I apologize. I wasn't supposed to put this out, but I had to release it because of too much pressure. I was under so much pressure, and they were attacking me. Exact words. So I said, okay. That's
There's
not acceptable.
always a
so I
they.
go to my computer. I write a do not consent form, a professional do not consent form. I print it out on my printer. And the next thing I do is I head over to his house. Now, they try to make it look like I'm pulling up on a YouTuber. I saw some video. Billy Carson's his career is going to be ended because he just pulls up on YouTubers as if I drove.
You did pull up on. He is a YouTuber, and you did pull up. But he just happens to be your neighbor, so it's half truths.
Through the middle of the night in a snowstorm to go bang on this guy's door and tell him to take the video down. That's not what happened at all. You see, Defendant 1 and I talk very often in the middle of the night, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and the reason why is because we work so much. That's usually when we can have our conversations. I've got dozens of conversations and dozens of times that we've met and talked in the middle of the absolute night. When people are sleeping, we're up. We only sleep about 4 to 5 hours a day. Sometimes I sleep 6 max just because my wife really wants me in bed sometimes. So, but that's all we sleep. People that are busy. We're busy people. We're not slackers out here. We're grinders. So we're always up talking. So for me to...
Yeah, you're not a grinder, you're a grifter. You got to get that. You got to get that grift in, man. You got to get it in there. You got to keep pushing those emerald tablets. And that shirt you're wearing. Man. And tell Christians that Jesus didn't get crucified to save them from their sins. Which isn't funny.
Get up and say, I got to go over to his house. I got to find out what's going on here. It's my friend. Like, what is going on? Like, I need to find out what desperation is so bad and so severe that he feels that this had to be done against my wishes and against my will. So I get out and I go to his actual house, which is right around the corner in my gated community. I didn't drive through the night. I didn't drive through the sleet and the snow and track him down and search for him on Google Earth and all these crazy contrived ideas. I literally just went right around the corner and rang his doorbell. And what did I do when I went there? I recorded myself. And I'm glad that I did because of this contrived doorbell video.
Show it.
How did the doorbell video get out? This is why he became defendant number 1. He became defendant number 1 because by releasing the doorbell video, he now lets me know that he was in full collusion with this activity after being in some way attacked and pressured into releasing this, which I believe did happen. He then succumbed to this pressure and wanted to be all the way in to show like, I'm loyal to you guys. So make sure you don't.
Where's your video? You said you filmed yourself.
Use my name and anything and make sure you don't attack me. So here's the doorbell video. Listen closely. I'm at 9901. Approximately 2:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm ringing the doorbell at Mark Menard's house.
Dang, he said dude's last name.
Okay, well, there goes your evidence. Again, more contrived content online. He pulled up on this guy's house.
Whoa. I wanted to hear the conversation. Did the guy not answer the door? I guess not. We're going to conclude this because, wow. And, dang. My cat's hungry. This will be part 1 of this insane rant and boohoo. Feel sorry for me. I was sick. I came home and my wife was like, and I was all hyperventilating, and my wife's all like, "What's wrong?" And he said, and I told her what happened, and then she got angry. The bully next door took my lunch. So his wife calls Mark. "What did you do to my husband?" What'd you say to him? Don't you post no video making him look stupid. Mark said, "Only Billy can make Billy look stupid."